Yeah, bro, like what is the main emotion, or how do you want people to feel when they listen to you?
So that is a great question, by the way. That is a great question. For me, so since I stopped rapping and decided to sing, the first song that came out was Demon Timing Freestyle.
I love that track.
I was trying to tap into this at the time, but I don't think I quite got it. And that's why I never went back to a sound. The next song was even further away, to be honest, Bad Mind, man. I know a lot of people like it because it's like a bit hype and shit, but it's not me. After that, I wanted people to kind of like start to get the story that I was living through, like an amazing story, but also I'm always struggling with stuff like anxiety and like feeling a bit down. I had my own like little depressive bouts and stuff, and I started to realize that the things that I gravitated towards in those times was music and artists who I felt I could relate to. And that's when it hit me. I was like, maybe this is the role that I have to play here. Like this is a role that I can play, and I'm not that trapper, and I'm not this hype guy who can make hype music either. That doesn't involve the whole like rapping and pretending to be a trapper thing. So I was like, maybe I'll just embrace this, and I knew that there's a lot of risk that come with it as well, because it's like you're not going to be able to perform live at like a rave. We were discussing that before. I still do it. It doesn't work all the time. You need people to be absolutely messed up. But you know, like there's a lot of sacrifices that you make, but like overall I really wanted people to listen to that shit and be like, oh, I kind of relate to that, you know. And when someone hits me up saying, yo, I've been listening to this song all the time, the first thing I say is like, yo, are you good? Like seriously, someone sent me Flight 002. I was like, yo, are you good? Like, is everything good? And they're like, no, it seriously is. It's just relatable. Like life has. I'm like, fuck, man, that's exactly how I want people to feel. Like this is a relatable story, because it is, man. Like my music is all about like all of everything recent, especially. It's all about love and like emotions and dealing with your emotions and feeling anxious about things. And I want people to really feel like
you're not alone.
It's cool. It's a normal part of life.
Exactly.
Even people who I know who are cold, man. Like my brother is cold as fuck. He's had his heart broken a few times.
Everyone has chopped breakfast.
Exactly. It's a part of life, you know. And I think in those times, the songs that I listened to when I was feeling down or anxious or whatever, bro, those songs I still listen to now, and that's something that I really wanted to have myself, you know. I want to make music that people can always go back to, and that's why I don't really like want to conform to things that are popping now, because it might not pop later, but what I want is to create an experience for
a timeless kind of music
for the listener. And honestly, more than all of that, it's me sharing my story. So it's like it's like if you're listening to my music, I'm telling you so much about myself and how I feel and stuff. And that's why sometimes I get a bit not offended but frustrated if I feel like someone hasn't picked up on that story. You know, I'm like, shit, like what can I do to tell this better, you know? And that's what I'm always working towards. That's why the sound keeps changing as well, because I'm like, I want to get to this point where it's clear. And I think with the EP that I've been working on, it's like that, you know, the story is there.
What's it called?
It's called I Drove Past Your House last night.
Fucking stalker.
Bro, it's true shit, man. Honestly, like I did drive past her house that night that I decided like this was gonna be it. It's because initially
this was gonna be it, like how
this was gonna be the project. It was gonna be about the emotions I was feeling and stuff. And honestly, I've been working on an album as well called The Nights I Drove Alone. I post it on Instagram all the time. My captions are The Nights I Drove Alone. But I feel like that's like my magnum opus. Like it's my end game, and I want to make sure I take my time. Like if it takes 10 years, I'm gonna do that. And that's why I haven't given up on it. Like I tattooed it on my arm, you know. So I thought with this thing that's coming out more sooner, more recent, I'd rather give it a name that kind of ties in as well. Cause the nights I drove alone, and then this is called I Drove Past Your House.
So you were driving past a house on the night you drove alone.
Yeah, you see. I know Drake did that shit. I know Drake did that shit recently with the Trilogy album, but I swear, even though I said he's my god and stuff, I swear this, like I did not know at the time.
This is so hard, you know, because no matter how original you are,
he's already done it as well.
Someone has done it.
Trust.
So like you can't escape.
I swear, man.
It is what it is. But that's dope. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years as a person, as an artist?
So I think something I struggle with is envisioning my life and like in the medium to long term, especially because I feel like there's always so many paths you can go down.
Word.
And I always, instead of chasing that path, I try and, you know,
be open-minded.
Follow all of them and then see which one is the universe is taking me towards.
Word.
So I have a few ideas of where I would be, and some don't even involve music, to be honest. As in, they don't involve being this guy, this artist that I am, and I'm fine with that. Also, it's important to remember if you do pursue a career in music, there's absolutely no guarantee that you'll ever go anywhere.
Oh my God, this has to be discussed.
Yeah.
As a musician, as an athlete,
yeah,
the chances of you actually making it is so slim.
You can be talented. I know a lot of musicians.
Yeah, you can be so talented, but you never make it. Oh my God, it's so painful.
It is painful, but I think it's the beauty of it as well.
Yeah, it's also the beauty of it.
You honestly, like, even hard work and consistency, no guarantee you're not gonna be rewarded.
Exactly.
In the blink of an eye, it could go away, and in the blink of an eye, it could pop up. And you're always taking that gamble. So I think for me, I'm not the kind of person that can go. Even though I seem like I am crazy. Yeah. But I'm also very, very aware of the fact that it's literally buying a lottery ticket.
It is.
I enjoy it more to the point. I enjoy it even where I am now. I enjoy it. Like, if I never grow more from here, I'll still enjoy doing it, and I'll still look back at this as like a great chapter in my life.
Word.
Like, you gotta also have your backup plans. I think it would be stupid to do anything in life and not think like, okay, if this doesn't work out, where am I gonna be? Yeah. And that's why I have a few ideas.
What are the ideas, bro? Just some nitpicks, bro.
Just a little, like, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but you know, I do. I want to explore other forms of music. Even though I know it seems like I already do with what I put out, but I mean, like, maybe not being a recording artist. I would love to give DJing a go. Been learning a little bit here and there, and I have a very diverse taste in music. I don't know if it's reflected in my social media presence or the music that I make, but I do enjoy a lot of genres of music, and that's why I feel like, you know, I'd want to see how it goes, you know, trying out the DJing thing.
That's nice.
I'm very, very passionate about interior design.
Ooh.
That is a first time you heard it here, first type of deal.
That's fine, bro.
Only 3 or 4 other people know that it's something. Like, I just did my room up recently. Yeah. I
might show you guys, maybe. If he lets me. I'll show you B-rolls of it as we're saying this now.
I'm down. But yeah, interior design, furniture. I love furniture. I love curating it. That's something that I'm actually working on the side right now.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, like, I feel like being creative is a superpower if you can take advantage of it. Like, it doesn't have to just be music. You know what I mean? Clothes, fashion, I would love to do something there. But I also respect that designing clothes is something that to do tastefully is
all
something
forms of art is hard.
Yeah, you need to be super dedicated to that shit. I can't be sitting here saying I'm a musician, but I'm also
a designer,
designing clothes and
interior designer
and furniture, and I'm doing this. Like, I completely understand it. That's why I just want to learn. I want to see how other people do it. I want to be involved in some capacity. I know that I might not necessarily have the time or the capacity mentally to do it, or even the experience, to be honest. But I really want to be a part of these kind of things, you know,
because it opens doors to so much, even more creativity.
Facts.
You know, and anything you're doing, anything I'm doing that I've worked hard on, I have this motto that I say, like, no one is better than me, and I'm not better than anyone.
That's perfect.
So it keeps me humble and keeps me confident, you know?
And I think, you know, it's easy for people to put you in a box when you start doing something new.
Yeah.
Like, bro, but aren't you supposed to be that guy and not this guy? But I think it stems from other people's own insecurity, or like maybe they want to do something, but they're a bit scared about how it's going to be perceived, and they kind of project that shit onto you. Because I've noticed it from the start. Like,
people project a lot.
Yeah, when I started making music, a lot of the people who used to make fun of me the most when I was a teenager, now they're doing pretty cool shit. Respect to them, but what I mean is, like, either they're doing cool shit or wishing they could have done cool shit. There's no in between. It's because a lot of it always, I think a lot of stuff that you experience in life stems from that other people projecting their insecurities onto you. And
exactly.
Like, jealousy, and
that's so true.
That's a pretty negative way of looking at it, but
people project a lot.
Yeah.
That's why when you're happy and when you're lit, you're like, yeah, let's vibe, you know? And when you're sad, that's when you insult people. That's when you attack people.
That's when I'm like,
You know, that's when you roast people.
Yeah.
When you feel bad, you want people to feel bad.
Yeah.
When you feel good, you want people to feel good. So that's why anytime someone says something about me, I look at them. I'm like,
yeah,
it's coming from somewhere. I even feel sorry for them.
Yeah, same.
You
same. Recently, I heard someone was talking shit about me, and I was just like, you know what? I hope they're okay.
Yeah.
I don't even get angry anymore.
Same.
I feel like I've heard everything there possibly is to hear about myself. That like at first they used to upset me, but now like even like the small little passing comments, like the other day someone was like, because I've been telling people that I retired from music. I don't know if it's just a break, you know. I just say like retired because then it's indefinite. It gives me the time and the space to do whatever I want to do. Someone was like, that's calm because I don't really think you were, you know, I think your singing was quite trash.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, if they said that to me a few years ago, I would have been pretty hurt. But now it just bounces off. I'm like, you know what? It wasn't your taste, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even strike me until like the next day. I was like chilling, and I was like, oh damn, like that's what they said.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it's so when you know more, when you get enlightened like this, most of the things that bothered you before don't bother you again.
Honestly, there's so
you're at
many,
peace. You know,
I have so many bigger problems than what someone said
exactly,
about me,
bro.
man.
I can't even begin to think of what you
swear,
said.
bro.
I have a million things to do. From the moment I wake up, there's something to be done.
There's a lot more important things going on, you know.
Exactly, bro. If you had to fix something about the music industry in Dubai, and if you had to be grateful for something about the music industry in Dubai, what would it be?
Let me start with grateful because it's better to start with the positives. But I think that if I'm grateful personally from my experience, for the people that I've met, the good, the bad, there's a lot of bad. But look, if you're another artist, you know that it's true though. There's a lot of bad. They might not even be other artists. They might be people who's involved in the industry, whatever. For me personally, there has been a lot of bad, but I'd rather focus on the good. And I've made some amazing friends, who again recently I was thinking about, you know, what if I take a little break from making music and focus on other things? Because I do sometimes, even though I live a bit crazy and shit, I do sometimes think maybe I need to get my shit in order, you know.
Yeah.
All of these guys, like the only thing we initially had in common was we made music, but now I call them my brothers, you know.
Word.
My brothers, my sisters, like
that's how you find your best friends or closest friends.
Facts.
I talked about this in an episode. Is people who kind of do what you do.
Yeah.
That what starts the foundation, and then you just go deeper.
Facts, man. Like with Prince VA, for example.
Yeah.
Started off literally because of music in lockdown. He was doing like interviews on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, bro, now fast forward 3 years, he's one of my best friends. You know, like sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the time we don't talk about music.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're working, we do, but most of the time it's about our lives, what's happening, you know.
Personal stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing. It's the same with Big Sizer. Like with him, I didn't meet him in person until last year, but I'd known him for years on Instagram through music. We made music. We had like songs out
without meeting.
Yeah, without meeting and
that's
for time.
Crazy.
And we built this friendship.
Yeah,
that was mainly about music, but it became like because then we're following each other on our private pages on Instagram, seeing what everyone's lives is about.
Yeah,
and then when we met, it was like we'd been friends physically for years, and now every time he comes back, like he knows my mom and my grandma. He somehow does come a lot of the time when my grandma's here.
Yeah. So where's he based?
In the UK.
UK?
Yeah.
Word.
And like that, like those two guys, I would say family, Seki as well.
Yeah.
Bro, we celebrate Diwali together, you know.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of amazing people. Ugly Moss, Naseem, Losses. These guys to me, like if I stopped making music, I would still check up on them. I'd still be like, yo, come, let's chill, man.
Yeah.
And I would say that's been the best part about it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The connections, the close connections you build with people, and it's nice seeing like Big Sizer chilling with like my friends from school, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We did a Secret Santa and just seeing them all interact and shit. I was like, bro, this is quite amazing, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't make music. So I'll always be grateful for this experience, even though sometimes I complain like, oh shit, I wish I started making music somewhere else. I'm like, I would not have met these guys, you know.
Word.
Maybe I would, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah,
you have to be grateful
for facts. You got to focus on the good stuff. And what I would change about the music scene here is I would wish, I don't know how the steps to take to fix this problem, what they are, but I wish that more than just creative people supported other creative people when they do creative stuff.
Oh my God, boom, mic drop, boom.
I think
that's so deep, bro.
It's a massive problem that you find here more than other places.
Yeah.
You know? I see it with more than just music, with art, with fashion, with everything. It's creative supporting creatives. And
it's just like a small circle going around.
And that's the problem, because it can't grow if you're going around. You know, if it's the same people who are supporting you, and then you're supporting them, and then they're supporting you, and
it's a boomerang effect.
It's this never-ending cycle. And I feel like there's this general public out there that have absolutely no interest for whatever those reasons may be in what's going on here. And I do think that maybe the solution to this problem is much deeper and on a much higher level than other creatives and other artists. Like, I think, and I see that, you know, it's gotten a lot better. It has, like, artists are getting booked to do cool stuff, big companies and big agencies
working with brands. But even the working with brands is still in that circle.
It is,
you know,
it is.
There's still a circle of people that know.
Yeah,
it's just too known.
I think it also takes time, because I think I think a lot of people, myself included, me very guilty of doing it though. It's comparing, like, I'm always thinking, like, I know that my friends who are artists in England or Canada or America, like, they have so many, like, cool opportunities, and people are so much more open to listening to their shit and going to their shows. But then I think, like, this scene has not been around for a long time. Like, if I really sit down and deep it, like, I am probably, like, the second generation of musicians here, you know, which is crazy. Like, the guys who are, like, the OGs, if you were in America and you were making music and you had been doing it for as long as I have, which is not very long, and been consistent with it for as long as I have, which is not very long. In America, I'm not going to be sat with, like, I don't know, 50 Cent and those guys. Like, but here it's like, I bumped into, like, bro, every time I see Freak, I get to high five him, and I'm a fan. I was a fan of Mo Flow, Seki, like, all of these guys. Bro, imagine I am literally, like, best friends with Seki Super Villain, who I used to listen to and be like, bro, this guy is so cool, man. I hope I get to meet him one day. I feel you. So, like, here is so fucking new.
That's circle is actually good. That's the good thing about the circle.
If I'm looking at these guys and getting gassed, bro, it means that it's young. The scene is so young. So I think it's unfair, and I also think that everyone, your own future is in your own hands. And if you're not satisfied with the way things are here, no one is forcing you to stay. And I think that's why I never feel like the scene here owes me anything. I am a guest, bro. Like, I am a guest. They owe me nothing. And if people are not so responsive to my weird sound, I never take it personally. I don't look at, like, the stats even and say, like, oh, I don't have enough streams in the UAE, or, you know, people don't show me, bro. They don't owe me shit.
I feel you.
I could change that. I could go to somewhere else, but, you know, I'm more than happy to be here, and I've enjoyed it. So likewise. But I think the solution for us creators being more mainstream in the city we live in is actually telling the stories of us in this city. Most creatives out there, they just pop that I know, they just pop out of nowhere, and it's not a knock to them, but I don't know where it came from. I don't know, you just look cool. You just take cool pictures, you're cute, you're hot, you're handsome, whatever it is, and that's it. You're working with the biggest brands. You're literally you're doing the best, highest level already. And I don't even know who you are, you know? Fast forward here, man.
There's a fast forward button here. In America, all the celebrities we know them. We literally know the city they grew up in, their mom, their dad, what they went through as kids, all these things, you know, like, even if we don't go through the toughest situations in Dubai, at least be like, everyone had the experience. At least everyone got heartbroken. Everyone has anxiety. Everyone did some dumb stuff. Like, even saying the neighborhood you grew up in, I feel that little thing, and sharing, like, your personal stories as a creative, it will help you connect with the people in the city. Facts. I think a lot of people are a bit embarrassed about that as well. Like, like telling their story, because maybe they're comparing it to their idol story, and it's just not. You know, they always want to look cool and aesthetic. That's why with my music, I really decided, like, let me just tell my own story. Like, I don't really want to be hiding anything. And honestly, I think creating with that intention of telling people more about yourself or sharing your experiences, it's a lot more rewarding. Like, I could get less streams now than I did
started making rap. And at first it was, everyone told me don't, because I changed my name, changed the profiles I was posting the music on. So it was like starting from fresh, and everyone was like, but you had decent. It wasn't good by any means, but it was decent, you know, for the level I was at and the time period it was then. It was decent. They were like, why are you just leaving that behind? I was like, look, at first it might not be like, I might not drop this first song and get as many streams or views or as many people listening to it as before, but that's okay, because in time this people will be drawn to the fact that this is something that they know is real. Because exactly, it's not out of the realms of possibility that these stories could be real, and I make sure that it's super specific. It's real. I like season it with that realness, you know, like you
and
know that
everyone has a story. Like,
everyone does.
You don't have to have come from the trenches or the hood to have a story.
You just gotta find a way to market that shit. Exactly. Tell that story in a way that is gonna appeal to an audience. It doesn't have to be a big audience.
Exactly. You like just follow the hero's journey. There's you, the problem you face, the problem that stayed in between you and what you wanted to be.
Facts.
Because now you are somebody. What was in between that? You being not that somebody and you being that person. You feel me? Who was I before modeling? What stood in between me and being a good fashion model? What stood in between you and 200,000 people listening to you? What was in between that? You feel me? That's your story. So just literally analyze your life and think of it, you know, and boom, you have your story. Tell it, you know, either visually, audioly, videoly, anything.
It is that, and it's as much as the good stuff, the bad stuff is so important in the story. Like the times where you felt like, yo, I should give up or I should stop.
Exactly. Everyone has that moment. You know,
for sure.
How much did you take your tripod and selfie and take pictures and edit it? Like even a story as little as that, you know, telling us you took 200 pictures and you had to choose the best 3. Something like that will connect with someone because people know about the struggle. People understand, you know. We're talking about earlier when I came, the technicalities of, you know, doing video and all these things. Something like that will just make you connect with someone else. You feel me? But if I just come here perfect and everything is perfect, I had no struggle in my life, you can't really relate because you're not human if you don't have struggle. So